The Community Development Block Grant (CDBG Program) is a federal program that provides funding for housing and community development activities. Florida Commerce administers the state program in Florida through the Small Cities CDBG Program.
I know that some of the members who received this help have called me and said that a lot of unprofessional stuff went on around those homes. The people who've had problems because the work is so bad.
On the Hamilton's file.
After the City of Stuart Building Department passed the final inspection, the Hamiltons have been left with the same water-damaged boards covered with metal over-nailed rafters after 2 deck replacements, with the attic full of debris laying on top of the beadboard ceiling, with no proper attic ventilation due to the sealed roof ridge, and fake non-functioning roof ridge vent system installation, the unfinished roof overhang and fascia, and all other damages which were not addressed but were instead covered up. On July 24, 2024, the Hamiltons requested a copy of the change order number 1 for $2,500, stated in the change order number 2. The Hamiltons received the requested copy only on December 12, 2024, sent by Ms. Gandhi Savdas, CRA Executive Director and the CDBG Project Manager on the city's behalf. Please see attached change order number 1 with your signature for additional roof work to ensure the roof was installed to code, Ms. Gandhi Savdas wrote. Neither Mrs. Hamilton nor Mr. Hamilton signed this particular document, but it is obvious someone attempted to imitate Mr. Hamilton's signature. The date next to Patriot Response Group's signature appears to be June 27 or June 21, 2024, and next to the Guardian CRM signature, July 17, 2024. There is no date next to the homeowner's forged signature. The change order number 1 is missing the city's signature. According to the subgrant agreement between the city and the State of Florida Department of Economic Opportunity, change orders for housing rehabilitation or reconstruction shall be approved by the housing unit owner or his or her representative, the contractor, and a representative of the recipient prior to initiation of work based on that change order. The pixelated photographs attached to the change order number 1 show the second roof deck replacement and waterproofing underlayment installation performed and completed on June 21, 2024. Some photographs are dated June 24, 2024, though no work at all was performed on that day. The first roof deck replacement was performed on May 22, 2024. The contractor replaced the historical building's decking boards with plywood. The contractor installed the wrong hurricane ties and installed them improperly. It was confirmed by the manufacturer Simpson Strong Tie. The first deck replacement failed after the building department passed the dry-in inspection, resulting in multiple leaks in the roof due to an inadequate deck replacement. The waterproofing underlayment wrinkled, and the seams were lifted. Patriot Response Group and Mr. Jenkins were notified about the roof leaks. On June 14, 2024, Mr. Jenkins wrote, "Jim and all their parties, including the building department, are aware of your roof and the installation issues. The contractor was insisting on putting the metal over the failed deck replacement and waterproofing underlayment, stating it would stop the leaks." On June 21, 2024, the contractor proceeded with the second roof deck replacement, removing the failed waterproofing underlayment. Guardian Community Resource Management admin Miss Cobb was marking the decking boards for replacement. The Hamiltons were taking pictures, and the contractor also sent the photographs of the second deck replacement to the Hamiltons, showing the progress. There are no records of any inspection by the building department of the work stated in the change order's description. No inspection of the appropriate connections and support. On June 22, 2024, at 11:35 a.m., the Hamiltons notified the contractor and Mr. Jenkins about the roof leaks. The punctures in the waterproofing underlayment were fixed the same day. The contractor removed the nails and sealed the punctures. From June 22, 2024, no work was done until June 28, 2024, when the contractor proceeded to install metal on the roof. On June 28, 2024, at 7:50 a.m., Mr. Hamilton notified Mr. Jenkins of Guardian CRM. The roofers were concerned with a couple of swollen decking boards, and metal would not lay flat. The roofers also stated the crew wasn't for standing seam installation. The City of Stuart Building Department passed the roof final inspection on July 2, 2024. The Hamiltons notified the City of Stuart Administration, the Building Department, and the CDBG Project Management about the improper installation of the hurricane ties. The contractor didn't install the roof ridge vent system included in the CDBG scope of work. The roof subfascia and aluminum fascia were not attached properly, and the fascia even was not completed at all on one side of the building. The Hamiltons requested to reopen the building permit on the roof due to the fact the roof passed the final inspection incomplete. The building department didn't respond. Mr. Jenkins of Guardian Community Resource Management, Inc. demanded the full payment for the roof, stating that the roof passed the final inspection, and also wrote, "The only action being taken at this time is the official dissolution of the agreement between you and the contractor Patriot Response Group. This will allow avoidance of any mechanical liens that the contractor will have a legal right to impose should just due payment not be rendered." The City of Stuart manager, Mr. Mortel, stated the city is not responsible for supervising the federally funded program, in contradiction to the laws, rules, regulations, and policies specified in the subgrant agreement between the city and Florida Commerce, former DEO.
Do we exercise any supervisory control over the contractors?
Zero.
Mr. Mortel stated the city has already done the inspections. We cannot just go back and change the inspections. The Hamiltons also notified the city that the contractor filed a falsely notarized notice of commencement with the Martin County Clerk of Court. The contractor didn't submit the CDBG scope of work on the permits. The contractor didn't submit any specifications or documentation on the hurricane ties installation to the building department. Instead of looking into the violations on the improper hurricane ties installation, without approval by the building department, Mr. Mortel made a ridiculous statement.
When they opened up the house to put the roof on, because of course when you're doing this you don't know what the shape of it is, the trusses as well as other portions of wood had termite damage. It was old. You probably saw the pictures of the straps not being exactly in the same place. Contractor told me it was because they had to find wood that was hardy enough to grab the straps.
It was the first time the Hamiltons heard about the damaged rafters. City manager Mr. Mortel made this statement only after he signed the check request paying the contractor. If Mr. Mortel knew the roof on the historical building had problems due to alleged damages, why did the city building department under his control quietly pass the final inspection? And did it with no records and the required inspection notes on the hurricane ties installation on May 22, 2024, and even dry-in and sheathing inspection after the second deck replacement on June 21, 2024? Why was the contractor allowed to cover up all the damages twice instead of addressing them, and the contractor even got paid for it? On October 18, 2024, Florida Commerce notified Ms. Gandhi Sabdas and Mr. Jenkins of Guardian CRM that work completed by Patriot Response Group did not appear to be compliant with the site-specific environmental review conditions that were issued for the project, and costs incurred to date might not be eligible for reimbursement with federal funds. Florida Commerce also requested the CDBG project management to coordinate with Patriot Response Group and provide an update regarding their intent and potential next steps. And after that, on November 4, 2024, Patriot Response Group filed a fraudulent lien. Florida Commerce requested the city to pay the contractor using the city funding and have the lien removed. The City of Stuart CDBG documents state the contractors are primarily responsible for the quality of their work and shall remedy any defects at the contractor's expense due to faulty materials, equipment, or workmanship. The Hamiltons provided the City of Stuart with a bid on unsealing the roof ridge and installation of the roof ridge vent system. Ms. Gandhi Savdas, new Patriot Response Group, didn't install the roof ridge vent system. As she stated in her email on October 7, 2024, "We understand that the contractor did not install the roof ridge vent system. That permit has been closed and will remain closed. A new permit will be pulled for the vent system as mentioned above. Are the taxpayers paying twice?" Ms. Gandhi Sabdas signed the payment release of the full amount on the roof to Patriot Response Group, without any deduction for the roof ridge vent system. The document she signed also includes the change order with Mr. Hamilton's forged signature for extra $2,500 for work that wasn't even inspected by the city.
We were authorized by Florida Commerce to make that payment because there was a lien put on the property and they wanted that lien to be removed.
And they authorized us to pay it without their signature.
Florida Commerce wrote to the Hamiltons, "Florida Commerce does not consider the payment that was made to Patriot Response Group to be an eligible use of CDBG funds at this time. After paying the CDBG contractor Patriot Response Group for fraudulent and incomplete work, A month later, Mr. Mortel wrote to the Hamiltons, "It is more likely that the house should be raised." At the end of January 2025, per the city's request, the Hamiltons provided the city, Florida Commerce, and the State Historic Preservation Office with the estimates by McKee Renovations to complete the historic building rehabilitation project, including repairing the damages inflicted on the building by the previous contractor. On March 7, 2025, Florida Commerce notified the Hamiltons the city is materially comfortable with the work write-up provided by McKee Renovations, and Florida Commerce is also comfortable. But the city requested a structural engineer to evaluate the property to determine whether any additional work is needed, in addition to the work write-up provided by McKee Renovations. On May 13, 2025, Specialty Engineering Services and Solutions stated in their final report the same shoddy work and violations by Patriot Response Group. The Hamiltons have been complained about to the city since July 2024, including the roof fascia. The fascia has been improperly installed. In fact, an entire section of the fascia fell off the building during a relatively severe rainstorm. There is a piece of the cladding that fell off the front of the building laying on the ground. The new modern plywood roof sheathing is showing. The fascia was installed using nails into the ends of the rafters. Using nails in this manner is not acceptable. Screws are required. Now, it will cost another extra thousands of dollars to remove and replace the improperly installed fascia. According to the federally funded Small Cities CDBG Subgrant Agreement between Florida Commerce and the City of Stuart, the city is responsible for maintaining oversight to ensure that contractors perform in accordance with the terms, conditions, and specifications of their contracts or purchase orders. The city is also responsible for monitoring the consultants.
All we were asking only reinspections.
What does Patriot have over the city, or what does Patriot have over somebody is the question. Why are they above the law, above our codes, the Florida statutes?
I really appreciate the push that Mr. and Mrs. Hamilton and others are doing to make sure that this type of a job gets done properly. And it's just kind of a little bit disappointing and shocking that we've not only had one, but two or three or several this time around with this issue in Stuart. And we're hoping that we can get this resolved and get it done satisfactorily. I know that they had an issue with their home, the church, with its special specifications and so on. Whatever we need to do to get it done, I'm hoping that we can work to get it resolved properly.
While Patriot Response Group got paid for uttering the falsely notarized notice of commencement to the Martin County Clerk of Court for the fraudulent lien, including the homeowner's forged signature, the Hamiltons are left with the incomplete roof with the fake non-functioning roof ridge vent system, the holes in the exterior load-bearing walls due to the destructive installation of the oversized replacement windows, which have to be removed, and battling the City of Stuart rats.